Tonight's celebration is held in honor of the 2012 recipient of the Theodore Minah Distinguished Service Award, and it is my great pleasure as NACUFS past president to announce this year's winner. This award is the highest honor that NACUFS bestows on an individual in recognition for outstanding and enduring contributions to the food service industry and to NACUFS. To begin, the person in question this year is not someone who keeps opinions and ideas to her or himself. Ideas and opinions bubble up like water from a fountain, sometimes like a geyser. And some of these ideas are a bit unorthodox, but the way this person relays them makes them seem not so crazy, even brilliant on occasion. The person not keeping opinions and ideas to him or herself has frequently inspired our elected and appointed leaders to think more carefully, more critically, and sometimes even controversially. Over many years of involvement, the person not keeping their rather unorthodox opinions and ideas to her or himself have helped to improve NACUFS policies, practices, processes, and programs. The person in question is definitely not known for being an intellectual slacker. The person has an inquiring mind and always seeks to improve it with useful and, okay, sometimes useless information. The person may never really discover the difference between regular or fancy ketchup. The person in question is not someone who takes her or himself too seriously. He or she has a spirited zest for life, loves to travel, and has a wicked sense of humor. The person is also not someone who takes a clean, healthy, natural environment for granted. With a bachelor's degree in zoology and a master's in resource management and a genuine love of the outdoors, this person has volunteered for over 20 years with Trout Unlimited. This lengthy community involvement exemplifies their civil-minded nature and volunteer spirit, but the person in question is not someone who says no when asked to serve NACUFS. 28 years of uninterrupted, active, full-on involvement, and too many individual activities to mention. But here are a few highlights. Member of the National Public Relations Committee, if anyone remembers that. Chair of the Loyal Horton Dining Awards Committee. Participant in Leadership Institute, Professional Development Institute, and Marketing Institute. Facilitator of the Professional Development Institute and Contract Administrator Symposium, member of the National Conference Planning Committee, member or chair of 4 professional practices review teams, practices manual steering committee, and co-editor of the Professional Practices Manual itself, chair of the National Contract Liaison Committee for 4 years, and coordinator of the Contract Liaison Workshop 3 years in a row, interest session presenter at the National Conference in 9 of the last 19 years, Pacific Region President, National President-elect, President and past President, member and chair of the National Strategic Planning Committee since 2007, chair of next year's Pacific and Continental Joint Regional Conference in Anaheim, and newly appointed chair of the upcoming 2016 National Conference in Anaheim. And single-handedly, or maybe two-footedly, I guess, raised over $15,000 for the Clark DeHaven Scholarship Trust by cycling from Reno, Nevada to San Jose, California. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Theodore Minah Award, our esteemed colleague and someone I'm proud to call a friend, from the University of Nevada-Reno, Russ Meyer.
But like many of us, I worked in the cafeteria on campus, and you know, it paid okay. I liked the work, and I really, really liked the people. But it was just a job. And when I look back, I really think that I made the transition from having a job to having a career because of NACUFS. I think that's what made a difference. And when I was kidding around, I said I wasn't sure what to talk about, and it did take me some time to decide. But tonight I'd like to talk about some people, and I'd like to talk to some people. And I want to point out how differences can be made when individuals within a group step up. And first I'd like to mention the old-timers from Region 1, who welcomed me to this association when I began working with the university. And I count myself among the old-timers now, so please, none of you take offense. Len Hodgson, he invited me to my first green dot. Art Pat Cormanis, who opened her home. Paul Garvey and Kathy Zicha from Smith College. Al Kinney from Yale, Paul Moore from Dartmouth, Frank Weisbecker from Harvard, Gino Corelli from Brown, and Peg Lacey from Cornell. All these people make me feel like I really belong. But nothing brought it home quite so much as when Paul Garvey hollered across the patio, "Russ, come sit with us," as I wandered around pretty lost at the Red Lion with Jansen Beach in Portland, Oregon. You know, and is that a small thing? Maybe. But it made me feel like I really did belong here. And I owe a sincere thanks to all my Region 1 friends, because I don't think I'd be here today if it weren't for you. And because you see, on those days when work makes you wonder if you're headed in the right direction, NACUFS was there to reassure you. And I want to talk a little bit about mentors. Let me mention a few. Cam Schock, who, as I transitioned from Mizzou to Nevada, helped me understand that even though our partners operated, it's our dining service. Joanne Keene, for about 1 million things, but mostly to be more thorough, which is not one of my natural strengths. Alan Elson, for constantly pushing me to do better and to do more. And Bill May, for his advice to a president-elect, don't try to do too much. And if not for you and others like you, although honestly there's nobody really like you guys, it would have taken me a lot longer to figure it all out. First timers, you're probably sitting there wondering, who are these people? Why is he rambling on about them? And what the hell does this have to do with me? Well, there's dozens of people right here, right now, who could be your Paul Garvey, could be your Al Nelson. Seek them out. Maybe you're wondering if this is the career for you, and if this is the association for you. I can't speak to the career question in general, but I can tell you that you'll find no association with more passion for its business, more good food at its gatherings, more good beer that will be introduced to you later this week, apparently, and more variety of knowledge in the backgrounds of its members. And somewhere among these members is that person that can help you find the answer to your career question and the answer to just about any question in this business. You made a great decision to attend this meeting. Take full advantage of it. Everyone will tell you that networking is the most important part of being here, and it's true. It's only to let you know that the smallest thing you do can make a difference. To tell you that it doesn't take a huge commitment to have a big influence on somebody. Keep that in mind when the first timer asks for advice. Before I close, I'd like to specifically recognize two people. Joe Spina. As you may know, is retiring this year, as was mentioned, and while there will be a formal program later in the week, I just want to take a moment to thank him for his contribution to my success and to the association. Joe, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and while we haven't always seen eye to eye, and I wasn't afraid to voice that disagreement, I have always respected the fact that your primary interest has consistently been the success of NACUFS, and you've also helped me to do better at steering and rowing. So thank you. And finally, I want to chaired the conference in Anaheim in 2016. But this award honors Julie as well as me. Because she's been completely behind all my NACUFS endeavors. And I know that she's part of this family because people frequently ask me how she's doing before they ask how I'm doing. So please, join me in thanking my wife, Julie, for her support. In closing, to you old-timers, take a moment or a few individual moments and share something with someone new to you. And to you first-timers, don't be shy. Ask questions. Find your mentor. This is a great opportunity. Boston is a great city. Take advantage of them both. Thank you.